Chapter 1, Gratuitous and Undomesticated Grace. Grace changes everything. The outrageousness of God's indiscriminating grace always gets people stirred up. That's because real grace, writes Michael Spencer, is simply inexplicable, inappropriate, out of the box, out of bounds, offensive, excessive, too much, given to the wrong people and all those things. Grace is the most important concept in the Bible, in Christianity, and in the world. It is most clearly expressed in the promise of God revealed in Scripture and embodied in Jesus Christ. The deepest message of the ministry of Jesus and of the entire Bible is the grace of God to sinners and sufferers. About grace, Kathleen Falsani writes, "You can call it what you like, categorize it, vivisect it, qualify, quantify, or dismiss it, and none of it will make grace anything other than precisely what grace is, audacious, unwarranted, and unlimited." In English, the word grace has to do with charm, elegance, beauty, or attractiveness. The word grace as used in the Bible has very little to do with what is commonly understood by the English word. In fact, Scripture tells us that grace isn't a personal virtue at all. Rather, it is undeserved favor lavished on an inferior by a superior. Grace is the unmerited favor or a kindly disposition that leads to acts of kindness. This is the grace God gives to us, J. Gresham Machen writes. The very center and core of the whole Bible is the doctrine of the grace of God. The grace of God which depends not one whit upon anything that is in man, but is absolutely undeserved, resistless, and sovereign. Christian experience depends for its depth and for its power upon the way in which that blessed doctrine is cherished in the depths of the heart. The center of the Bible and the center of Christianity is found in the grace of God, and the necessary corollary of the grace of God is salvation through faith alone. Grace is the love of God shown to the unlovely, the peace of God given to the restless, the unmerited favor of God. Others have defined grace wonderfully. Grace is free sovereign favor to the ill-deserving. Grace is love that cares and stoops and rescues. Grace is God reaching downward to people who are in rebellion against Him. Grace is unconditional love toward a person who does not deserve it. Grace is most needed and best understood in the midst of sin, suffering, and brokenness. We live in a world of earning, deserving, and merit, and these result in judgment. Condemnation comes by merit, salvation comes only by grace. Condemnation is earned by man, salvation is given by God. That is why everyone wants and needs grace. Judgment kills. Only grace makes alive. The shorthand for grace is mercy, not merit. Grace is getting what you don't deserve and not getting what you do deserve. Karma is all about getting what you deserve. Christianity teaches that getting what you deserve is death with no hope of resurrection. Grace is the opposite of karma. While everyone desperately needs it, grace is not about us. Grace is fundamentally a word about God, His uncoerced initiative and pervasive, extravagant demonstrations of care and favor. Michael Horton writes, "In grace, God gives nothing less than Himself. Grace, then, is not a third thing or substance mediating between God and sinners, but is Jesus Christ in redeeming action." Grace is as complete as God Himself and expresses the quality of His own character. Carroll Barth explains, "Grace is the very essence of the being of God. God Himself is in it. He reveals His very essence."